So the couch would serve as the second chair, you know? But if you have two chairs, they don't have to match. Like these chairs don't match. And it doesn't have to be a yoga chair either. It can be any kind of chair. But I have it so that if you have two bolsters, you can use one bolster on the bottom, one bolster on top. Otherwise, you can use folded blankets the way I have it. This is a really important pose. This is really, really great pose for pregnancy, good for menstruation. We always start the uterine health class with this pose. And I also use it at the beginning of the age 50 plus class. So it's really for the, it's really to get the physiological lift, the inner lift. If you have any more blankets, Cheryl, maybe one more blanket underneath. Ideally, we would use two bolsters, but since my other bolster is at my other apartment. Okay, so then sitting here, this is Katsalama Purvottanasana, supported extension of the east. I sit on the edge here, and then I lie back. I can just have the hands on my abdomen for now, and then stretch the legs straight. All right. Now you could have the feet into a wall. That's an option. And then try holding your elbows overhead. If that bothers, then you can have your hands resting on your abdomen. You could even have your arms out to the sides, but you would need support. You'd need to have more chairs or stools or something. Yeah. Okay, good. Extend your legs out if possible. If your low back bothers, then keep your legs bent and keep lengthening the buttocks toward the backs of the knees. So if you're familiar with a pose that we call cross bolsters, there's no Sanskrit name for cross bolsters, but this is the same shape as cross bolsters, but only in an upright orientation rather than a supine orientation. So what we're doing here is we're creating a gentle arch, a gentle back bend shape. And why it's particularly good during pregnancy and menstruation is because it's lifting and toning the uterus. And when you extend the arms overhead, you can use that to enhance the lift of the inner body, especially the lift of the uterus. And also the digestive organs, the heart and lungs, all that stuff is, all those other organs are also lifted and stimulated here also. Every once in a while, press into your feet and pull up through your legs and draw the inner body up again. Because it's easy to kind of droop toward the feet. So instead of letting that droop happen, resist that drop and pull up through the legs and pull up through the inner body. Pull the uterus up and open up the heart and lungs, chest region. You can change the cross of the arms. So like I mentioned earlier, you could have the feet pressing into a wall. That helps to keep that lift of the organic body. And or if you were at the studio, you could reach your arms back and hold a set of low ropes. That helps to keep the extension through the sides of the trunk. So those are some variations, those are some options. And at the studio, we would do this, we often do this on the platform. If you can picture this setup on the platform. But very useful pose for bringing vitality to the inner body, vitality to the organic body. So now walk your feet in, release your arms, hold on to the chair and sit up. And just sit neutral for a few breaths. And then let's take Adho Mukha Svanasana for a minute or so. So one chair. I can just go like this and push the chair up against the wall or furniture so that it doesn't move. And then forehead can rest on the chair, on the bolster. Okay? Adho Mukha Svanasana. Have some support for your head. And you can either put the bolster on the seat of the chair, or you can have it in front. You can experiment with what is most effective for you. You have the bolster in front of the chair or the bolster on the chair. Step the feet back. Pull up through the arms. Rest your forehead. So it's actually restorative and pranayama week, so we will be doing poses in kind of a restful way, more so than usual, and then doing a little bit of breath work from the chair. Okay, so now step forward and come on out. Have a blanket, okay? Have a blanket and put it on the seat of your chair. A thick blanket, like so. You could also put a sticky mat on the chair. It's kind of up to you, but I'll show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a series of seated poses from the chair. So first, I'll just put this chair away so it's not in the way. So first, just sit tall and place your hands on the sides of the chair. And let's take Baddha Konasana. So one foot up, the other foot up. This is where if you, in fact, I'm going to put a sticky mat because my chair is a little hard. Just have a little extra padding. So the blanket is toward the back of the chair, and I'm sitting on the front edge, and then Baddha Konasana. All right? And then press your hands down, lift the chest up, and the feeling of the inner thighs lengthening outward as the outer thighs plug into the hip socket. Also make sure that you're even on the right and left side. So it's common for one knee to drop down lower than the other. So see that the knees are even. So if the knee that tends to drop, lift that up a little bit, because the knee that tends to drop, there's more weight on that buttock bone and the pelvis is slightly tilting. So if you lift that knee up, then the pelvis becomes more level. Buttock bones become more level. Then from here, you can do a little twist. Take one hand behind, the other hand to your knee, and lift up and exhale. Turn. Inhale. Breathe into the back waist. Exhale. Turn. Deflate the abdomen and turn. And then come back to center. Holding onto the other knee. So as you place your hand on your knee, lengthen through the inner thigh instead of lifting the knee up. Inhale into the back waist. Exhale, turn. As you inhale, can you widen the entire circumference of the waist, and exhale, pull the abdomen back and turn. Chin up, and then release. So now from here, I'll turn a little diagonally like this. You see, so the chair stays still, but I'm turning the blanket on a diagonal. So here I'm facing the corner of the chair, and then the left leg will come up like for Janu Shirshasana. So the left leg is bent, the right leg straight. See? And then from here, you can have one hand on the knee, on the bent leg knee, one hand on the back of the chair. Inhale, lift up, sit up very tall, and reach up with the top arm. And exhale, bring the hand across to the outer thigh. Get a little extra twist here. So Lindsay, I think better for you to keep your hand here on the knee. And then inhale, lift, and exhale, turn toward the straight leg side. Okay? And then release. Try the other side. So now come up and move your blanket to face the opposite corner. So you're sitting diagonally on the chair. And the purpose of that diagonal is so that you can extend the Dandasana leg straight. And then the other leg comes into Janu Shirshasana position. So one leg is bent, one leg is straight. Inhale, reach up with your bent leg side arm. And exhale, turn. So Lindsay, you'll keep your hand here. Yeah, sure, you can even hook your arm around the back of the chair maybe. And lifting up, rotate. Keep lengthening through the inner thigh. Reach to that bent leg knee. Pull into the outer thigh. Chin up. And then release. Okay, so this is a version of Janu Shirshasana. Now let's try Marichyasana. So bend your left leg. The toes can point out a little bit, all right? And then the right leg will be straight out and on the ground. You can scoot over to the edge of the chair so that the back of the thigh isn't impeded. Reach up through your left arm. Inhale, exhale. Now twist to your left. Twist to your right, I mean. Press the knee into the elbow. Push down with the elbow, but lift up through the whole left side of the trunk. On the inhales, broaden across the back waist. On the exhales, turn the abdomen, turn the chest. Bring your chin up a little bit so that the cervical spine is moving to the back. And then release. Come back to center. And now bring your right foot up. I'm scooting over to the edge a little bit and then straighten out the other leg. Reach up to the right arm. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your elbow to the inside of the knee. Observe the relationship between the arm and the leg. Have kind of a push and pull relationship, so it's dynamic. You know, it's not one side that's doing all the work. It's the two sides working together to get the length, to get the opening of that front hip, and then the length of the spine. The arm behind you can kind of hook. Inhaling, spread across, widen the back waist with the breath, and then exhale, deflating the breath, turn a little more. And come back to center. Now, come back to the diagonal. Remember that diagonal relationship? And this time, so now bend the left foot. This time the left foot presses into the right thigh. Okay, so it's pressing in. Face your right side. So the left leg is up. All right, left leg is up. And press the left foot into the right thigh. I'm mirroring you. And straighten out your right leg. So extend through that right heel. So this is a pose called Mahamudra, which at first seems kind of like Janu Shashasana, but it's different. Maha means great. Mudra means seal. And so it's the great seal. So one of the seals is the foot pressing into the thigh. Another seal is the chin is going to come down. And then a third seal is the Mula Bandha action, which we'll talk about in a moment. First of all, just sit really tall. So you can hook one hand behind to the top of the chair and then the other hand to the seat of the chair or the bar of the chair, and sit up really tall as you face your right leg. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bow your head down. Lift the chest up to the chin as you bow your head down. And on every inhale, grow taller. And on every exhale, extend more through the left inner thigh, knee down. And then after that breath, come on up and bend your right leg, release your left leg. Let's try the other side. We're going to do several rounds of Mahamudra. So now the right leg. Every time you bend your leg, watch me for a second. So I'm holding the back of the knee, and I'm using the hand, I'm using the arm to bend the leg and raise it up. This other hand can come in, hold the foot. So that when you bring your leg up, the back of the knee is relaxed and there's no force, okay? So go ahead and bend your right leg, and then extend your left leg. So the left leg is reaching out. Okay. One hand can hook the back of the chair. One hand can press into the chair behind you. See that the buttocks are lengthening down. Inhale, lift the chest. shoulders back, and exhale. Bring your head down. Jalandhara Bandha. Keep pressing the foot into the thigh as you reach out through the Dandasana leg. Inhale. Grow up through the sides of the trunk, sides of the ribs. Spread the chest open. Exhale. Reach out into the right knee and left heel. 2 more breaths that way. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, reaching to the knee and the heel. And then bend the leg. Release the foot to the floor. Let's do the first side again. Okay, so we're going to do 3 breaths. And now this Mula Bandha, don't do if you're on your period, all right? But it's good to do, you could do it if you're pregnant. And so Mula means root, Bandha means lock. So it's a pulling up of the whole pelvic floor. It's the urethra, the vagina, the anus, pulling all of that up and holding it up for just a few seconds and then letting it go. So the way this Mahamudra round is going to go is, so from Jalandhara Bandha, you'll inhale, lifting up through the sides of the trunk all the way up to the top of the chest, and then Mula Bandha, adding the Mula Bandha, pulling up to the entire pelvic floor, and then you release the Mula Bandha, you release the breath. Okay, so we'll do that 3 times. I'll talk you through it. So bend your right leg. Oops, did we do it the other way? Bend your left leg and then stretch your right leg. Yeah, because then there's more room for the knee. Okay? All right, so sit up tall. It's easier to sit up tall from the chair than when you're on the floor, which is how we do it classically. But the chair gives us a little extra lift for the trunk and that uterus lifting up. Inhale, spread the chest open as you press your hands down, and then exhale, bow your head down. You can take your glasses off. I'm keeping mine on so I can watch you, but you can take your glasses off otherwise. And then keep your arms hooked here, and then inhale, lift up through the sides of the trunk, all the way up to the top of the chest. Pull up through the root, the Mula Bandha, urethra, vagina, anus, all move in and up. And then let go of the Mula Bandha. Exhale, release the breath. Take a resting breath. And do 2 more times. Exhale completely. Inhale, drawing up. And then add the Mula Bandha. Then release the Mula Bandha, release the breath. Take a resting breath. 1 more round. Exhale completely. Inhale. At the top of the inhale, add the Mula Bandha. It should give you like an extra spurt, an extra height and boost of energy. And then release the Mula Bandha, release the breath. Resting breath or 2. And then bring your chin up, open your eyes. Get ready to do the other side. Mahamudra is it's a winter practice. It's very heating. Can you feel that? It's very heating for the body, and it's very stimulating. You know, it really brings up a lot of prana, a lot of life force. So now, bending your right leg, straightening your left leg. Press the foot into the thigh. Okay? First of all, sit up very tall. And then exhaling, bow your head down. Keep the chest moving up to meet the chin. Exhale completely. Take a slow, soft inhale. At the top of the inhale, add the Mula Bandha, but not if you're on your period. And then release the Mula Bandha, release the breath. Take a resting breath. Okay, 2 more times on your own. So, using the inhales to grow taller, to bring the energy up into the heart and lung region. The Mula Bandha adds a little spurt of more stimulation, more height, more energy, more prana, and then you release it in order to move on. Release the Mula Bandha before you exhale so that there's space for the exhale. After you finish your 2 additional rounds, then keep your eyes closed, but bring your head up. And just sit quietly for a moment. And then release both legs. And let's take Ardha Uttanasana. So feet hip width or wider. Lindsay, make sure you have plenty of height. And then rest your forehead on the chair. Use this pose to cool out the nervous system because Mahamudra is quite stimulating. Cool off the nervous system and quiet the brain and cool down your body. All right, so to end, Lizzie, you can take chair Savandasana, and Cheryl, I suggest low back Shavasana with your legs on the chair. And I will end the meeting, but you can stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. All right. So Mahamudra is pretty stimulating, so you'll want to have a nice quiet ending to your practice today. Let the breath be calm and steady, abdomen soft. So you stay as long as you want. I'm going to end the meeting. Have a wonderful day, everybody.